Hey everyone, Buffy1322 here and welcome to another update to the fastest vehicles in GTA 5 series. Now if you haven't seen all of those previous videos, I would suggest you go watch those first. They will all be linked in the description down below. But basically we'll be taking all of the vehicles from the flight school update around the same track, getting the lap times that they achieved and seeing where they fit into the usual lists. Now since the previous update video I have done the fastest planes and the fastest helicopters, so we will be able to do all of the vehicles from this update. And first up we've got the Milljet. Now the Milljet is pretty big, it's pretty cumbersome, but it doesn't get a too bad of a lap time. Obviously it's way off what the laser can get, but it's not too far off the Luxor and the Shamal, and it's actually quicker than the Mallard around here. Obviously we're using the cutting corners track that I made for the planes video, and yeah, it's very cumbersome, it's very hard to get around the corners, but it is very quick in a straight line, and it's certainly probably the best to use to transport yourself from one part of the map to another if you've got a lot of friends. Obviously it is a 16 player plane, which is great to see. So yeah, it's not too bad actually, it's reasonably quick, but it is quite hard to turn. Next up we've got the Besra. Now the Besra had a chance to beat the laser, but it didn't quite manage to do it. A 42.1 is still 2 seconds a lap, well 1.5 seconds a lap off what the laser can do, and the fact that it doesn't have any rockets or anything like that means that you would be at a disadvantage in a jet race. It is a shame that this isn't just in the planes class, because the Vestra would give it a good run for its money. Obviously the Vestra and the Besra would be very close in terms of lap time. But that's what it is, it is a jet, so technically it's second in the jets class, and the Vestra is still the one to use in the planes class, but overall the Besra is the second quickest plane we've seen. So next up we've got a car, and this is the Coquette Classic, probably what most of you wanted to see. Does this manage to beat the Z-Type? Unfortunately not. It is quite close though. I would say you could probably use the Coquette Classic in races if you get used to it. It does take a little bit of getting used to. It requires a little bit of a different driving style to most other cars in GTA. It does lack a little bit of overall pace on the Z-Type, and that's really to be expected because it is so dominant. But this is probably the closest thing that we've seen to it, and you could certainly use it in an emergency. So in two classes that we've seen, we've had two second place vehicles, and there's one thing that's probably been overlooked by many people. That is that there's a new helicopter, and that's the Buckingham Swift. And this jumps right into the limelight by being the new quickest helicopter in the game by a significant margin as well. So the Buzzard and the Frogger used to be the quickest helicopters with pretty much identical lap times of a 102, and the Swift demolishes those lap times by 2 seconds a lap. It is much quicker than the Buzzard and the Frogger. If you don't use a Swift in a race, you're putting yourself at a big disadvantage. So yeah, the Swift is probably the one vehicle out of this update that was probably the most overlooked by most people. You know, the Jet is an interesting one. The Coquette Classic, everyone was wondering whether it would beat the Z-Type, and the Milljet, obviously with 16 players, it's a good attraction. But the helicopter, it was kind of just another helicopter. But it jumps right into the limelight with being the fastest helicopter in the game. And this was a bit of a surprise to me. I wasn't really expecting this, but yeah, it's a great helicopter, great handling, great speed, perfect for races. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video guys. Let me know what you think about the results down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching. I really do appreciate all your support as always, and I'll see you all next time.